This
Hi. Good morning, everybody. Morning, 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 morning. Oh, y'all know I'm an early bird, and the early bird gets the worm. I need to actually grab me a beverage, some water. So I'm going to play this real fast, and I will be right back.
okay, y'all? Don't touch that teacup. We're just refilling it. This is dishing dirt, and we're taking a quick breather before we spill the rest of this piping hot mess. Trust me, what's coming next? Whew, you're gonna want to hear it. While we're gone, type in the chat. Who do you think is lying? Who's crying? And who's about to get dragged next? Stay put. We'll be right back to keep dishing the drama, one messy scoop at a time.
I will tell you that I love you tonight, but I know that I've got time on my side. Where you going? Why you leaving so soon? Is there somewhere else that's better for you? What is love if you're not here with me? What is love?
All righty, enough of that. Good morning, good morning. I had to grab my water and my banana. So, I'm up early. And you guys are probably still in the bed or watching some goofy stuff. Anyway, watch what you want to watch, do what you want to do. That's your business. Let me see. Do I want some music? Let's see.
We talk stats, we talk plays.
No, we don't want to talk stats. Let me see.
We talk stats, we talk plays, we keep it hot.
No. Yeah, I think this will do for the morning vibe. What's up, Sago? How you doing, sweetie pie? 5-piece spicy. Okay, I don't want mine spicy. Make my stomach hurt just thinking about spicy. So, it might be a little too low. I want to hear a little bit of it. All right. So I was up early, as usual. And I was in the John Show's chat, Bushes listening. Well, he knew I was there, so it's not really Bushes when he knows I'm there. And I told him I was going to send him some books because I like it when someone's mind is open to bigger ideas. I won't say new ideas because it's nothing new, but greater ideas. Many people that I engage with on here don't go into things as in depth as I do. You know, I don't mind reading, studying pretty much anything because I believe I can learn from everything. So, unless it's a total boring topic, that's them children, all 5 of them. Oh, you got 5 spicy children? Unless it's a topic of how to put a rocket ship together, totally not interested. How to put a washing machine, I'm not all that interested. I'll try maybe if I'm that inquisitive that day, but no, I'm not. But anyhow, so I was going over the list of books that I have, and I have them on PDF format, and I've had them in my Dropbox as early as 2013. And I'm like, oh my God, when did I start this journey of reading all of these books? And you guys may think I'm BSing. I totally am not. Um, Let me see if I'm able to. Files open in quick preview, folders open in quick preview. Anyway, I don't need to do that kind of flexing with you all. That's just straight flex. So I was hoping that the John Show would pull up and we can go over some of the topics of the books so I can begin sending him a list, or I could just share the files with him, and maybe others who are interested. I had ChatGPT give me a summary of the books, and I was just like, yeah, this is a bit much on the different topics. It said, when combined with previous screenshot, your folder is clearly not random. It spans law, nationhood, spirituality. How do I say this word? Esotericism. Oh Lord, I'm not even gonna butcher it. African antiquity, psychology, and power structure. It said that's a knowledge archive, not just books. So I want to talk about some of these topics. I don't even know where I'm going with it, but it's easier to talk it out with an audience and try to unfold what I want to talk about than to try to keep my mouth closed and just figure it out in my brain. So if I say it out loud, then my ears can hear it and try to do some sort of organizing, and instead of it all just staying in my brain and my eyes trying to visualize it all and put it in their perspective areas. So it helps to use all of your senses to help organize your mind. Hopefully I haven't confused anyone, but that's just how my mind works. So y'all roll out the bed and help me organize this book list. I don't want to get into the Moorish stuff. People easily get offended by that. Let me see. This book is Between God and the Sultan, the history of Islamic law. And I don't think I want to get into Islamic law. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. What's up, Ryder? Ryder, you might want some of these books. You like books. Let me see if there's anything I don't want y'all to see. Yes, I don't care that y'all see. Alrighty. So here's one Oh, let me change the format. And let me move Clara out the way. Move, Clara, get out the way. Ooh, that's rather small. Let me see. You guys probably can't even see that too well. Oh Lord, I've opened up another one. Let's see. Zoom in. It's already at 175%. Let's see, 200%. Let's go. Oh Lord, that's too much. Um. So yeah, this is between God and the Sultan and his history of Islamic law. Uh, I don't know how long ago that I glossed over this book, but it does go back to um, 2013. I think I'm pulling up some. Yeah, the last time I looked at this book was over 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So, what is it talking about? I don't remember. Somehow it's written into my memory and it may come up in conversation and I don't even remember where I got it from. And then I've got and it's about a dissertation concerning the 32 paths of wisdom received in 1919 by the two brothers who first recovered the outline of the book Tokens. The paths of the tree of life indicate the order of manifestation after the primary expression of the powers of the 10 Sephiroth, indicated by the lightning flash. And I'm like, where did I get this book? And how long ago was I reading Zane? I'm just amazed by the list. And this file has, what did that say? 293 or 283? 293, 293 different books that I have in PDF form over a span of 12 years. And I'm like, I don't even remember these books. Do you all have? I want to see what's in y'all's cabinet, in your minds. I have a book called 101 Myths of the Bible. The Louisiana Purchase Treaty. This one I don't even know what it is. Let me open up. It's just numbers. Although it looks familiar, it's just numbers. Oh, a dictionary of angels. Why did I need a dictionary of angels? Let's see. The angelic script, the orders of the celestial hierarchy, the 7 archangels, the angel rulers of the 7 heavens. What, girl? See, I understand angels as one from all of my studies. One being energies, guardians, and as humans who have transformed into their higher selves. That's how I understand angels. Let me see what y'all talking about. Y'all probably ain't talking about nothing. Hey, CX. Wow, I worked at community college library for 2.5 years. You did? Did you actually read the books while you were there, CX? Or were you just there to flirt with the girls? No, I'm just. Wait a minute. You said yes. Which one? Were you there to flirt with the girls, or you actually was reading the books? Let me let me see. I'm just making sure there's nothing on the screen that reveals anybody. For real, for real. Anybody's anything. Because I do have 5 members that have access to these books. Making sure I wasn't sharing anything that might cause them any harm. They wanted do the Malcolm X read everything of use. Duh, wanted do wanted to do the Malcolm X read everything. I don't know what you're talking about, CX2. I don't know. I don't even know. Let me type in what you said to Chat GPX. GP whatever GPGT whatever it is, and see if it can tell me what you're talking about. I don't know. I can't use the excuse that it's late at night. I gotta use the excuse of, oh, it's early in the morning. I don't I don't know if that's gonna work. But yeah, this is the book on the Dictionary of Angels. Uh, let's see what else. Aboriginal title. It might have something to do with the Moors. I don't know. Let me see. Yep. Abraham Afghanis. This was when Abraham, being a black man, and first his secret life. Yeah. I don't know how long ago I read that too. Or did I finish reading it? I don't know. I stop. You know how you may start reading something and then you don't know a word, then you got to go look up the word, and you end up opening up all these different tabs. Then you might see a phrase that comes along with the story hidden behind it, and you just end up all over the place in so many different books, so many different. Yeah. This is the abridgment of debates of Congress. This brain of mine wants to know every debate. Let's see. I used to be a book-aholic. Books used to call my name. I was just downloading, buying, downloading, buying. I've lost more books than I've downloaded. Now, I don't think I've lost that many books. Oh my goodness. Let's see. The Amendment of the Constitution in 1826. Yeah. When y'all say, how does she know this? Because I was just nosy as hell reading all this stuff. I don't know. Now, this one is just one sheet. So that's good. Oh, this is for the brothers that are always talking about the Did you read the Akashic Records? Who was it that asked me about that? I think it was Sick'em Dogs that asked me about that one time, or it was EJ. It might have been EJ that asked me about the Akashic Records. Well, this answers your question, EJ. Yes, I've read about the Akashic Records. Sometimes I avoid certain um, answering certain things because then it becomes, oh, she knows it all. She probably didn't read it. Then I got to pull out these receipts, and then they'll come up with another narrative, and or questions will start being asked of me that I don't remember the details of. So I just usually try to avoid the topics and crack a joke and not even talk about it. Oh, there you go, EJ. I didn't even know you was in the chat. There I go. See, like minds attract like minds. Be like Malcolm. Read every book of of substance. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I'm like, duh. Want to do the Malcolm X read everything of use? I'm like, what? You're typing like I type. You said it was me. Yeah, yeah, boo, and good morning to you, EJ. You came right when I was talking about, because I was, if you, as you can see, I was on the other screen scrolling, so I couldn't see what was going on in the chat. I didn't even know your behind was in the chat. I dropped the link so you can come up if you want to. I know it's early in the morning. Y'all might still have y'all morning voice on. Bad breath, ain't brush your teeth. I don't know. Don't hit the link if your breath stink. I'm gonna talk about you. All that halitosis. I'm eating my banana if y'all hear me smacking. I don't know. These microphones pick up all kinds of noise. You're like, what was I doing? I don't know. Let's see what else I got here. EJ, do you have this book? I don't know if you can see it on the screen or not. On the Akashic Records, breaking down the first gate, Alpha. In the name of God, the word Akasha. Second gate, Bet. This is Hebrew, that alphabet, when you deal with that. If you don't have this book and you want it, I can send you a copy in email. What else I got? Oh, they've been calling me a demon. I was called a demon several times this week. And done that. Here it goes. Some books on Albert Pike, Morals and Dogma. Been there, done that many, many moons ago. You can't trick me up. How you gonna talk about the Bible? And I didn't tell you I was a Christian. I went through the Christianity and the initiation of Christianity, and I am highly qualified to talk about it. But I just choose not to talk about it. I mean, not to make it my religious source. And as far as, well, I won't say not my religious source. I won't use the word source. I choose not to have any other religion besides my own. And my only religion is, it's going to sound lame and corny, but love, that's it. And not love in the sense of being taken advantage of by others who think they can manipulate how you think, how you understand, how you should walk, how you should talk. And unfortunately, with a lot of religions, um, it's more of a manipulative game of trying to control other people and be God over them. This is why I don't participate in that kind of stuff. I don't participate in groups, and because there's always going to be a hierarchy, there's always going to be someone who wants to be the leader, there's always going to be someone who wants to control everybody else. So I don't do the group thing. I don't do the whole we're a collective. uh I just don't engage. I see the behavior of human beings and I'm just not interested. It's like when you watch a movie, I forget what they call it, with movies. You always, like, they start off with, you have to have a good guy, you got to have a bad guy. The good guy more than likely has a girl in the movie, and then there's the antagonist, this one, and you see the same framework in almost all movies that we watch. There's always this hero and there's always these villains. And the hero has his co-pop, got his co-signers, and the villain may have their co-signers who agree with everything they do. But then even on the good guy side, he's got that one that's within his group that's an antagonist and ends up siding with the villain. It basically always plays out. When you just start watching the patterns in movies, you can figure out what's going to happen. And I'm always surprised when I watch a movie and it has a different ending from what I'm expecting. And I am in awe of any movie where the actors are so good, have channeled that energy of the character so well that I'm fooled and I believe that who they are. I mean, actors and actresses are the greatest deceivers on the planet because you can watch them cry in a movie over something that is not real at all. Like they're in the movie crying and boo-hooing over someone that's dead, got you crying. Oh Lord, boys, and you thinking like Boys in the Hood. You over there crying too. They shot Ricky. And you thinking Cuba Gooding, I was ready to ride out with Cuba. I was like, yeah, let's go get him. Let's go get him. I was 13 years old. I'm like, let's go get him. Who are we going to get? This ain't real, girl. But the acting was so good. It affected my psyche. So yeah, movies like that, child, So as I'm much, much older, I noticed those patterns in movies. And like I said, it always surprises me when it's a little different in the ending. Like, oh my God, you shocked me. What's up, Easy? Let me grab some coffee first. I'll come up. No, I don't have that book. Yeah, you might want that book. I don't know. CX2. Good guys gets the girl at the end, like thriller movies. Yeah, it's there's a so when you start to notice the patterns in life, it makes things a little bit more easier to understand. Like a lot of times on here, when dealing with different personalities, it's really the same patterns over and over and over again that they're doing. That's why I can predict their next movement, the next thing they're going to say. They say, oh, you're 5 steps ahead of them. Not really. They've done this same pattern over and over. They're on repeat, playing the same record over and over and over. If you know that Fred Sanford episode where he says, "I want my daddy's records." That's what it made me think of. I want my daddy's records, and he just kept repeating it over and over and over again to try to get his daddy's records. And that's what people do. They repeat patterns over and over again. And when you know the outcome of the last few patterns, you look at people and you can just laugh like, yeah, I know how this story is going to end. Um, you got snow over there in Philly? I don't miss the snow in Philly. I do not. I remember my senior year. Um, was it 32 inches or 33 inches of snow we got that year? The entire city shut down for a week. We could not go anywhere. Um, the bus was very, very limited. Very, very limited. You had to walk blocks and blocks and blocks to find a bus that was running. And you don't, and back then we didn't have the cell phones to look up this, to look up that. You just stood at the bus stop and hoped that a bus was coming down the street. And maybe somebody walking by, a neighbor or something in the area will be like, girl, the bus ain't coming. You got to go to 8th Street over there. That's where the bus is running at. But yeah, I don't know how we survived back then without the technology we have today. You know what I'm saying? Like we can put a GPS on the bus now and see exactly where it's at. Oh, it's right down the block. I got X amount of time. Um, Now the schedule didn't mean nothing during the snowstorm. You can forget that schedule. But yeah, don't be distracting me. It snowed in Bilox in Gulfport, Mississippi last year. Mississippi snow? That's a little strange. But you know, the weather does what the weather does. And they say that the weather is affected by our energies, our behavior. So, you know, when they be like hurricane, like the woman is pissed or the earth is pissed. So it sends the storm over there to clean up, but or tear up, destroy so it can restart. Sometimes you just got to sit back and watch nature do its job. Um, One time I don't know, I was sitting at the table looking out the window, enjoying a nice sunny day. And I'm looking at the birds and the trees and the butterflies and everything in the trees. And I'm looking at the tree and I'm like, I wonder why that leaf, like the wind was clearly directed in this one area. The wind was just twirling around in this one area, blowing at this one part of the tree, but not on the other side of the tree. And my mind just went, why is it doing that? Does the wind have a mind? Is the wind just, is there something directing the wind? Clearly, something directs and instructs the wind where to go. It's not like this mindless air that's just blowing everywhere. Like, that's not even how the universe works. Everything that is in the universe has a purpose, has a sort of kind of mind, a direction, instructions. Like it has a job to do. So I'm wondering, like, why are you blowing on that side of the tree and not the other side of the tree? And my spirit began to talk to me. And it was like, because there's something on the tree that may cause it to get a disease on the leaves, something that may cause it harm. So the wind may blow in that area to make that leaf fall and no longer cause harm to the tree. So I began thinking even further. Now, y'all follow me now. Don't think I'm crazy now. I began thinking even further and more in depth. And it started talking to me about fall. When you think about fall and the leaves turn a different color, and they're actually, you know, transforming into the next stage of their purpose. And I'm like, we looking at these orange leaves, they turn brown and all of this and all of that. And the leaves don't just fall on their own sometimes. Sometimes they need a little push. So during autumn, we get all of this extra wind. It becomes windy during the fall. Why? To shake the leaves, all of those dead leaves, or quote unquote dead leaves, because they're not really dead. They're just in another state so they can be used in another way. It's sort of like compost. It becomes compost, it becomes nutrients to the soil. So the wind has a job of not only getting the pestilence off of the tree, keeping the tree safe, because it ain't like the tree has arms where it can shake off a deadly bug or shake off a disease branch or a disease leaf. No, it needs the wind to get it for it. It's like the wind comes and scratches the back of the tree, like, hey, oh, my back is itching. And the wind's like, no problem, I got you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you got a pest on you. Let me get it off of you. Oh, yeah, that's a deadly spider. It'll kill all of your wood. So the wind just comes in and shakes that right on off. And then, I begin thinking a little further. So you got fall. Good morning, Eric. So then you got fall, where it helps all these leaves that has the nutrients, and it stirs up all these leaves, and the leaves get smaller and smaller, and it becomes more easier for the earth, the soil, to sort of kind of digest it or absorb the nutrients from it or become compost. And it may become rainy season in a way, as well as this windy season again, so the soil and the leaves can do what they do to merge and whatever. And then the wind also tosses the soil, because when the soil goes up into become dust, and then that dust goes into a cloud, forms a cloud, the cloud purifies the dust and then wraps it in a nice snowflake and sends it back down to the earth, purified dirt. And I'm thinking, this is some serious business, scientific God business. The wind is literally instructed to stir up the soil so that it becomes dust, and then clouds are formed. And in that cloud, the dust, the dirt is purified. And that snow that and is wrapped in a pretty bow. They say no snowflake is alike. It's wrapped in a pretty bow and sent back down to the earth, so we have new soil so we can grow our fruits and vegetables. Because that's all snow is. Snow is dirt, purified and sent back down to the earth. So now this is all good for the harvest season. You already had the leaves fall down that had the nutrients. It's all dried up and crushed, and the rain then got to it and made it compost. Then you got the dirt being sent up to the clouds. I'm just like, this is amazing. This is amazing. You saw a tennis what? Y'all so goofy. But yes, I really, really love the part of the snow. That's my favorite thing to say. The universe loves me. How can people not love themselves when the universe just loves you? Oh my God. It sends dirt, form a cloud to wash the dirt, to send it back down to the earth. And you think about it, there's no new water that comes to the planet. No new water. All of it is old. I mean, all of it is recycled. So the same water that George Washington was drinking and pissed out was purified for us to drink today. And people say, oh, I say, what? Did some new water enter this planet? No. Well, where we get all this water from? Recycled pee. We drinking old pee, recycled, purified. Man, the earth is amazing. And the human body is even more amazing. Every little detail, we're still learning the human body. Man, imagine when we get to the point where, as a whole, we understand the spirit body. Forgetting, we over here talking about a third eye, like we Cyclops. I ain't never seen no movie where they made the spirit of a human being a Cyclops. You look at that movie Ghost with what's his name? Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. He wasn't a Cyclops. He didn't have one eye walking around or floating around, boo, with one eye. He can't even say boo with it. Obviously, a ghost, a spirit that's talking to you, got to have more than one eye. So a spiritual body talking about my third eye is open. Well, where your fourth eye? You know, that's a whole body. Where your fourth ear? Where's your third ear? Huh? Your fourth nose or nostril? Huh? Where's all that stuff at? Your third nostril. You got two nostrils. Oh, you meant stints. Space station create a rain cloud from the engine exhaust from the space rockets. Right, right. So that's why when they're like, oh, man can control the weather. Well, that's our job, to be expanding our minds, expanding outside of the limitations of this body. So if you came up with a way to do what the earth does naturally and you found a way to do it mechanically, you're not playing God. Is it not written that ye are gods? Because we don't understand the concept. We are so trained into thinking that there's one God in heaven controlling all of us like little puppets. Or so if another person says they're God, then they're trying to control you personally. When a person tell me they are a God or whatever, and I'm like, they are in their first stage of awareness of who they are and how they control their own lives. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm queen over my life, because that would mean there's still something over me, because there's always God over queen or king. So if this, to just say I'm a queen, that means somebody is still ruling my thoughts, ruling the choices I make in my life. No, 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 no. That's someone controlling my creation ability. That's limiting my abilities to create. If I'm created in the image of us, quote unquote us, people always fight over that word. Why does the Bible say us? Who is he talking about? And people say, oh, well, he's talking about the angels and God. So you were created in the image of the angels and God. So that would make you an angel and God. What would that make you if you created in the image of the angels? Well, that doesn't make sense. So when he say us, what is it talking about with us? Go a little deeper, go a little further. Question yourself, question others. Ain't nothing wrong with all that. Let me get some water here. So tasty, right temperature. So question it. In the church, the black church, they might even do it in the white church. I've been to some white churches. I visited. Ooh, child, they were so boring, or either they were just too not evangelistic. Just and honey, I don't know. Let me not talk about these people. But they always you don't question. I remember hearing my grandma when I asked her questions. You don't question God. What scripture was that, Grandma? Now you questioning me. Don't question your elders. Okay, well, who do I question? Because I got questions. My brain want to know. My spirit want to know. So if I'm naturally wanting to know, then I should naturally get the answers. And just because you don't know the answers, you shouldn't say, don't question God. But one time I pissed my grandmama off so bad. Ooh, she was mad at me. I don't think she spoke to me for about 2 weeks. So here I am, this little 17, 18. I think I was 18 at the time, little young whippersnapper. And I wanted to go to what they have, Bible school, Bible Sunday school. It wasn't Sunday school, vacation Bible school. Y'all know what I'm talking about, vacation Bible school. And it was during the week that we had a week off from school or Sunday, summer vacation. I don't know, but it was vacation Bible school. And it was storming really bad in Philly that day. Sewers are filling up and everything. But hey, I was dedicated. I'm going to church. I'm going to church. And my grandmama didn't want us to go. She didn't want us to go nowhere. Just sit still, don't move. I'm like, I'm going to church. I don't know what she talking about. As soon as the church van get here, I'm out. But anyway, so I understand her turning off the TV because she thinks that when the lightning hit, it's going to hit the house and tear up all the electricity. Well, grandmom's education was after they came up with the pole to put on top. I think it was Benjamin Franklin that came up with the pole, the lightning pole that was on top of the houses. I don't even know we still do that anymore. Might have updated since I've been in school. But they had the lightning poles on the house so that it would, if it was a lightning were to strike your house, it would hit that pole and wouldn't burn down your house and tear down your house and all of that and affect your electricity and everything. So grandma may know that. She ain't know that. So she would be like, y'all be quiet now. And she turned off all the TV and everything, your AC, everything. We just sitting over there in the summer, hot as hell, burning up, can't move, can't do nothing. And so I got it. Okay, you turn off the TV because you don't understand. Now, mind you, I'm over there. I didn't learn that you count to 5 seconds and tell you every mile the storm is away from you. You count the thunder. And you're like 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Okay, the storm a mile away. If you get to 10 seconds, then the storm is 2 miles away, whatever. Grandma don't know all of that. So, okay, I'm sparing her like, yeah, grandma, she don't know all of that. Storm ain't even that close. It's just a little rain. But, so when she told us, me and my cousins, be quiet. Now, be quiet. Now I'm gonna go with you with this electricity, grandmama. I'm gonna go with you with this enlightening stuff, grandmama. But what you talking about here? You talking about be quiet? I said, now why we gotta be quiet? Why can't we talk? She gonna say, cause God is talking. Now I know what story she talking about. She talking about Moses and God was talking in the clouds and talking to the burning bushes through the burning bushes and stuff like that. So she got in her mind. She was like 2 million years old. She got in her mind from some false prophet, teacher, minister who ain't teaching shit but trying to sleep with everybody. She didn't got in her mind that when there's lightning and thundering and a storm, that God is talking. Okay, grandma. Now I'm about to check you, boo, because you gonna get this work today. Because I am not gonna sit here quietly. You done got me messed all up. If you think I'm gonna be quiet, hell to the no. So I said to her, "What he saying?" Oh, that woman was mad at me for about 2 weeks. I swear she ain't talked to me for about 2 weeks. But even then, I understood. She's not mad at me. She mad at herself for saying something so dumb. And when she tried to give an answer, she couldn't give an answer because now it took her, at that time, I think she's in her 70s. It took her 70 something years to realize from her young 18-year-old, thinks she know everything grandbaby, what is he saying? She couldn't answer the question. Grandma, what is he saying? You spent your whole life missing out on some good conversation every time it rained and stormed and thundered. You could have been having good conversation because you missed out because you thought God was talking in all them 70 years, and not one time did you ask yourself, what is he saying? And this little smart mouth whippersnapper was her first response was, what is he saying? Oh, what y'all talking about? He said, God gave me the ability to question, so I'm an ass. Right. Like, what? That's like that whole women are supposed to stay silent. Well, why you give me a mouth? Shoot. Why I got this longing to talk if I'm supposed to be quiet? That don't make any sense. Nowhere in the Bible, throughout the history of the Bible, does it tell a woman, don't talk until you get to that part where Paul said, I suffer not a woman to teach or have authority over a man and to learn in silence. So, or under silence and subjection or something like that, right? So I'm like, okay, let's get a full understanding of this because Paul got Priscilla over there. And Priscilla is an apostle. And she teaches and she preaches with her husband. So obviously, Paul is not saying that women should not be teaching and preaching if he got Priscilla over there. And then you got the Old Testament back with Deborah. Deborah was running a whole kingdom. Deborah was the head warrior or something she was. I forgot. I got to go into the story. I don't remember the whole details. But listen, I'm like, what is he talking about? Do you know all of these women? And see, because you got to go deep into those stories. See, preachers stick along with the pretty stories, the stories that make you feel good, make you, yes. And God said he's going to bring you abundance. He said that what is it? The prayers of the righteous availeth much, much. He said, if you ask and believe ye shall receive. He said, if you want that husband, he gonna give you that husband. If you want your son out of jail, he gonna get your son out of jail. Do you believe him? Like, I'm like, the Bible is far more in depth than getting your son out of jail and getting you a husband. Like, they make the Bible into nothing but a matchmaking book. Like, this is a dating book. Yes. If you read this chapter right here, it's going to get you a man. What? That's what you got out the Bible? Out of that whole book, all those 66 books put together, or is it 39 books and 10 letters and poems? If you break it down, I think it's like only 39 or 44 books. I forget the number. But anyhow, it's all of them are not books. Some of them are letters. Some of them are just poetry, whatever. But, listen, I'm just here to tell the truth. Hey, Derry Hardaway. What's up, CP3? How you doing? I ain't seen you in a while, CP3. You must have got you some poom poom or something this week. I ain't seen you. Mm-hmm. But and Derry, you been everywhere. You just the old chat guy. I see you all over the place. Golly, I'm just kidding. But yes, where was I in my thoughts? Y'all be distracted me. I'm gonna turn off the chat for a while because y'all distract me. So anyway, I was going over these books that I have in my collection that I have been reading. These are the books I've been reading since 2013. Um, I don't do much reading anymore because um, I've read enough. This is how I know the things that I know, and if I had to pinpoint my best book that I know, thoroughly, obviously, is the Bible. I've studied that book um, more than any book. What's that? Arc, Arcana of Freemason, Freemasonry. I think this is. I think this was the one that mentions the eagle. Was this the one? Um, Albert Churchward. I don't know. I think this is the one that might mention eagle, why we have the eagle as our on the back of the dollar bill and the Great Seal of the United States. I want to say it came from this book, but I don't remember. Um, but in case anyone doesn't know, and I've said this before, but the Great Seal on the back of the dollar bill with the eagle, it comes from astrology, or how this is just the best example I can think of. You know how you see those dragon movies? Yeah, 39 Old Testament, 27 New Testament, but many are not, all of them are not books. So maybe it's 44 books and X amount of letters and poetry. So it's not 66 books, but hey, whatever. But yeah, the eagle on the back of that dollar bill comes from the constellations, not astrology. The constellations, that's the word. Let me correct myself. So it's the constellations, and the constellation that's over the United States is the eagle. And that's why we have the eagle as the Great Seal of the United States. Now, when we were in school, why didn't they tell us that? Why didn't they explain the pyramid on the back of the dollar bill with the all-seeing eye, which represents when a person has reached transformation? And then at the bottom, it says, "In God we trust." So all of it has mystical meaning that can be explained with those who have studied the stars, the constellations, those who have studied man, and a little deeper into, like, whenever you see mountains mentioned in the Bible, it's talking about pyramids, which both are talking about high points in humanity in when a person is in their higher self. That's why sometimes you will see images of a triangle upright, and then you see a triangle pointing down. The triangle pointing down is your lower self, and then the triangle pointing up is your higher self. So on the back of the dollar bill, it is explaining how man transforms into that higher self. And that's where we get that all seeing eye symbology of the transformation of man. So the dollar bill is very, 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 very interesting. So whoever or whomever that participated in designing it was trying to send a message to the people in their own way that has gotten forgotten. And I'd like to talk about it a lot so that at least the people who have ears to hear me can know what it means and share it or research it and look into it further. If they told us they couldn't control us, well, all of humanity want to control somebody. So, as if you were here earlier when I was talking about the hierarchy in movies and how would they go by the same patterns, the same picks. We all have these same. I've lived from state to state, and I meet personalities over and over, and I see people, and I'm like, did I meet you before? But I ain't never been here before. How do I know? I know that personality. I know that archetype. That's the word I think I'm looking for, archetype. Like in movies, you got your villain, you got your good guy, you got the good guy's girlfriend, you got the good guy's antagonist that was saying he was a friend and he really wasn't a friend. You know, you have these archetypes. So humans come with archetypes there. You have ones that want to be controlling of others, and you got ones that want to be controlled. So here's the thing. Let's go back to the Bible where it says it's not good for man to be alone. So he gave man a helpmate. Now, how it was taught and presented was they presented it as if it was a actually men on the planet alone. They can't handle it, so they got to have a woman. That's not the science of what it was talking about. It was saying that man needs, and man is inclusive of every human being. Man needs a guidance, a helpmate to help guide them, to be that inner soft voice that says, don't go down that alleyway. You're like, what? What's that? Why do I feel like that's your helpmate? Not a physical woman that's outside of your body. Because in that case, if it is, then that would make woman superior to men, because the Bible said it's not good for man to be alone. Well, is it good for me to be alone? And if I'm good being alone and you can't be good being alone, then you the weak one. How you get in charge if it ain't good for you to be alone, but I'm good alone? I don't need nobody. The Bible said you need somebody. If we look at it so simplistically, that's not what it's saying. Obviously, throughout the Genesis, the word fruit is mentioned 3 different times, but they're spelled in the Hebrew 3 different ways. So you got one fruit where it says, Adam named the fruit or whatever. He first made the fruit on this day or whatever. That's talking about actual fruit, right? But in actuality, it's not. But I ain't going that deep. But yeah, it's talking about actual fruit right there. And then it says, be fruitful and multiply. Now, is it telling us to make bananas and apples? If you say be fruitful and multiply, are you telling me to make bananas and apples? That I can give birth to bananas and apples? No, obviously, that's not what it's saying there. So when it said that Eve ate of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, she ate that fruit. It wasn't talking about an apple. It wasn't talking about an actual piece of fruit that you put in your mouth and swallow. It was talking about she basically, how do I explain this? Put it this way. It don't got nothing to do with an apple. It's not even in the Bible anywhere that it was an apple. The apple concept actually came from a drawing, a painting that was done by, I want to say it was the Romans, or I don't know, them people over there. Somebody drew a picture with Eve and an apple, and the story passed on from generation to generation. But in actuality, the Bible doesn't explicitly say anything about an apple. So if they took, okay, we said sounds like balance. And I had an image. Matter of fact, where are those images? I put it on my wall to try to help people see what the Bible's expressing. But if they don't get it, then they don't get it. If their mind is not ready, that's the whole. Hold on, I'm pulling up, so it might be lagging somewhere. Dishing dirt, uncut. There we go. Let me see. Post. All right. All righty, here we go. Share this instead. Making sure y'all can see that. So hopefully it'll pull up all the way. If not, what other way do I have it? I don't think. Hold on, I have to pull it up another way. I need a production team so they can. It's not, what's it called? That's engineering, right? No, is that engineering? I need an engineer to come and post this stuff up. I think that's what it is. I am not great on terms. I'm great on metaphor, examples, imagery, or to use them the right way. I'm like, what? That wasn't it. That's how. So I have to use all these examples because that's just how my brain, my processor works. Some people got Macintosh. Some people have iPhones versus Apple, Macintosh versus Microsoft or Apple. I don't know all these days. I never liked an Apple computer. Never did. Never did. I'm stalling y'all while I find these pictures. I do too much on this chat GPT. It takes so long sometimes to pull up. Come on here. Give me the pictures. I didn't know where I was going with this conversation this morning. So I didn't have anything ready. Let's see. It's taking forever to pull up. Well, y'all go to my wall if y'all interested. If not. But I basically created these images to give the mind a wake up or a jog, to jog the memory of the mind, that in this image it shows Adam is the mind and Eve is the spirit or the soul. And I think I talked about that before. So when you're reading the story of Adam and Eve, you're reading the story of one person who is divided into two, separating logic from spirit thinking, or consciousness versus logic, or whatever it is. Like I said, I ain't no term person, forget it. I'm just hoping y'all understand what I'm talking about. But it's logic versus spirit. the mind versus spirit. So, we got that feeling of, oh, I love you so much. And my heart loves you. Oh, and it's so weak. It's so pathetic because the logical mind is saying, girl, he broke. He ain't got no money. He gonna beat you. He gonna smack you. He gonna cheat on you. He ain't this. He ain't that. The logical mind sees like this is not good. But the heart will be like, but I love him. And the mind has to protect the heart. It has to protect the spirit. It has to protect the soul because it's gentle. The heart will love anything and everything, be all over the place. Just like, I just want to love everything. I just want to touch everything. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I forget him. Oh. And the logical mind has to say, calm down. So when the story of Adam and Eve, Adam being the mind, the logic, the protector of the heart, the Eve, the spirit, the soul, it allowed the snake, the Kundalini energy, to trick the heart. So Eve ate of that forbidden fruit of being tricked by the snake. The logical brain, the mind, the Adam was supposed to be protecting the heart and looking out for the heart and saying, look, I know you feel like you love that person. I know you feel like you want to be with that person, but that person is no good for you. So instead of the logical mind stepping in and saying, no, Eve, the logical mind went along with what Eve was doing. And both of them went down together. That's the story that was told in a parable way, in a way to sort of kind of explain the human mind, the human heart to children, to other adults without taking them down the rabbit hole. Hey, Tony, how you doing? Salute, enjoy the live. It takes time learning. I have an Apple, always use other computers. Okay. I didn't like the Apple computer from, I think it was the 7th grade that we were using it. Y'all remember we were playing that trail game. What was that? The little wagon camping game. It wasn't camp. It wasn't camping. Those people was living in off the Oregon Trail. That's what it was. Oregon Trail. Oh Lord. We only went to the computer lab like once a week, so we could only play that game once a week. Oregon Trail. And that was on the Apple computers back then. And I have hated, disliked Apple ever since. So yeah, I have no like for Apple. It could be because we only could play the game once a week. And that caused unnecessary trauma in my nervous system. So every time I think of an Apple computer, my nervous system doesn't like it because it takes me back. It triggers me back to that time I had to wait a whole week to play the Oregon Trail game. And we might not play it the next week because the computer teacher wants to talk about something else. So it may have triggered me and caused some sort of trauma. And that's why I don't like Apple computers today. And believe it or not, that is just how our bodies work. Something that we don't like, don't have a reason not to like, and it triggers us. You got to go back and say, well, what's triggering you? Why are you so traumatized by this Apple computer? I don't know. Why you don't like it? I don't know. But I can go all the way back to Oregon Trail and how I felt and about not being able to play that game. So I inadvertently now don't want nothing to do with an Apple computer. Yep, that's how the mind works. So it's going to take years, hopefully not years, for me now that I realize that. Um, Now that I've come to that realization, I need to retrain my nervous system to accept the Apple computer. Now, my nervous system has been dealing on a we don't like Apple, we don't like Apple, we don't like Apple traumatic state about the Apple computer. And now I have to reprogram it. And that's called, I think that's alchemy. When you transform that energy, well, more so, alchemy is more so like it's still a transformation, but I still would have to just retrain my body into accepting and not allowing myself to be triggered when I hear Apple and get upset and don't know why I'm upset. But alchemy or the alchemist, watch any alchemist movie, especially on YouTube. There were some great alchemist movies I used to watch back in the day. But alchemy is when you can take a anger, when like you can take anger, like I'm so angry, I'm so mad right now, I can tear up everything. It's when you take that energy and say, nope, I'm going to turn this into something positive. This is when you take lead and you turn it to gold. You take what your haters say and you use that energy to make yourself greater. You take that anger and you say, I'm going to use this ball of energy that I felt build up in my body, because you feel the anger in like your solar plexus or your stomach area. And you choose to, like, that's a big ball of good energy that can be used somewhere else. Even though you're angry, even though you're mad, even though you're upset, that is a good ball of energy to put somewhere else to charge up something else in your life. Like, you can use it, like, for instance, I'm going to say money. You're trying to manifest more money into your life and you're doing affirmations and you're saying, I'm richer than Jay-Z. I'm richer than Jay-Z or something like that. I'm just being, exaggerating. I'm messing with your brain so that it'll stay. Making you laugh, making you question. So it's like I'm putting it on your mind. But anyway, so if you're saying your affirmations, I'm richer than Jay-Z, but it has no energy to it. Your affirmations, your manifestations have to have a battery, have to have some form of energy. You can't just be like, yeah, I said it, but I didn't put any umph into it. I didn't charge it up. So that anger that you feel, or even that happiness that you feel, you can take that energy and charge up that manifestation. So that energy you feel, you use it somewhere else, and you just say, even though you're angry, you just start using that energy like, oh, I'm so rich. Oh, I'm so rich. Instead of saying, oh, I'm so mad, and making it worse, and by saying you mad over and over again, you start being like, oh, I'm so rich. Then start picturing yourself being rich over and over and over again. So now you're performing alchemy. You've taken that energy and you transformed it into gold, turned it into gold. So that's what makes you an alchemist. And about a month ago, I did a live talking about the 3 master steps. And basically, they were, first, you got to recognize who you are. Is it not written that ye are gods? Okay, so I'm a god. Now, what does that mean? It means that you can control your universe. You control your mind, your body, your spirit, your whole. Every human being is their own world. You are a world and you control your world. Okay, now I know I can control my world. How do I control my world? What are my tools? What are my faculties? That's when you talk about the disciples, and Peter represents this, and faith and love and peace and all of these different faculties. How do you control them? How do you control that within yourself? That's you. Those are the master keys. One, know who you are. Two, understand your abilities. And three, do it. I hear so many conscious community brothers and sisters talk about, yeah, I'm this, I'm that. But have you learned how to use any of it to transform your life? It's one thing to know, and it's another thing to do. If you're not actually doing the transformation work, and you're just learning this stuff so you can regurgitate it in some sort of debate, masturbate in front of everybody to show that you can masturbate your knowledge. But if you haven't internalized it and begin to transform the things within your own life, then no, you're not walking in your Godhead or Godhood, because you haven't learned to control your own world yet. You're still losing your temper and can't control it, and always having to say, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't control it. I couldn't control it. I couldn't help myself. Then that which controls you is your God. Is it not written in the scriptures that it says, have no other God before me? That's what it's talking about. Every time you allow anger to control everything in your life, your emotions, how you respond to everything, is you allowing that God, that energy to control you. That's your God. That's over the God, which is again yourself, your higher self. But that science is for those that hear. People may say, man, she ain't got nobody over there listening to her. When have you ever known there to be masses of people when the higher self is speaking? The pyramid tells you on the back of that dollar bill, the further you go to the top, the less people are around you. That's why the pyramid and mountains are designed the way they are in esoteric language. It's showing you at the bottom there's a lot of people, plenty of room for a lot of people. But the higher you go up, they always tell you the higher you go, the lonelier you are, because there's not many people up top. So what I bring is not for the masses. Jesus said, cast not your pearls to the pigs or before swine. It wasn't an insult. It meant that they weren't ready. The scriptures also say, don't give a person meat that's still drinking milk. If they're still on milk, don't choke them out with the meat. So what I share, what I know, what I bring, is not for those babies still drinking milk who want the feel-good sermons, who wants the feel-good teachings and learnings and studies. And this is not me trying to be a teacher for anybody. This is me just sharing what I know, getting out in words, because I've been bottled up for years because people, I'm like, they're not on my level. They won't understand what I say. So, I'll keep it, hey, how you doing? And I don't really go deep in conversation because I know they won't understand what I'm saying. I dare not choke them with the meat. So even my throat chakra, when I first started talking on here, I was very uncomfortable. I had to force myself to continue to talk Like I said, I thought I sounded ghetto. I thought I sounded this. And they were like, oh, you sound fine, whatever, whatever. And it's like, no. But not hearing your own voice only inside your head, and then you actually hear it coming out and it's reaching your ears. I'm like, who is that? What is that? We don't compute. But it's becoming more and more easier. My throat chakra begins to open up even more as I talk and talk. And sometimes I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to teach my ears. This is why in school it's terrible that they tell us to read to yourself. Well, that hinders and puts your mind in disability, because you were meant to learn through your ears. You was meant to learn through your eyes. You was meant to learn from your own God voice speaking into your ears. Because the Bible says, let them hear. So if a teacher is telling a child to read to themselves, then the God in them can't speak to reach their ears. That's all a part of the full learning process. We touch. Think about a baby. Why does the baby always want to mash up food? The banana, the baby just loves to mash up and get a feel of that texture of the different products and animals, bananas, and it's learning. That baby is learning the texture of a banana, of a steak, of an orange, of an apple. It's learning the texture. It is learning. Think about people who are blind and they have to learn to communicate with their hands if they can't speak. What's that lady name? Kenneth. What was that lady name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The lady that was born blind, deaf, mute. Helen Keller. She had to learn with her hands. This lady actually learned how to speak through her hands. So to tell a child to only learn by listening to the voices in their head, well, you wonder why we got a bunch of crazy folk running around. They only hear the voices in their head. No, I don't know. I'm just saying. We're putting limitations on ourselves by trying to teach one learning style in school. From my understanding, they've gone a little further than that, and they are exploring other ways of teaching. But that was how it was when I was in school. You read to yourself, and you know that kid that's over there, and the teacher go, be quiet, be quiet. Well, I need to hear what I'm saying. That's a part of my learning process. CX said, when I read How to Eat to Live 7 to 9 times, then practicing the fasting prescribed. Yes, that's why when Leon said, I read the Bible, and I said to him, I studied it. There's a difference. That's why I kept saying, I studied it. I ate it. I devoured it. There's what's the movie? And I want to say there may have been more than one where they ate the book. They literally ate the book like it was a tiny book or a tiny message, and they would eat it and absorb the words. And the scripture says, I hide thy word in my heart, so I might not sin against thee. I hid the words that my mother taught. Be seen and not heard. Stay in a child's place. What goes on in this house stays in this house. I digested her words. So there are certain things that I don't talk about outside of the family. It will stay family business till the day I die. Nobody outside of the family will ever know from my mouth. because I honored that. I respected it. I ingested it. I ate what she said. Um, damn, got them feeling like Randy Orton. Orton. Who's Randy Orton? Now you got me having to look it up. Where's my phone at? Let me see. It's easier to look on here. Who is Randy Orton? No, I don't know everything, but I know how to look up everything. Ooh, chop. I had Google when I was young. Oh my God, hallelujah. And you know, I was against Google at first. I was all, yeah, it's Yahoo, 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 Yahoo. And people were like, did you Google it? No, did you Yahoo it? Yahoo! I wasn't into no that. But then Yahoo started falling off more and more and more. Ryder probably don't even know what a Yahoo is. Ryder, what's a Yahoo? Do you know? Sure. You know, these young bucks don't know that. Wait a minute. This is what's he, a wrestler? I was talking about wrestling somewhere. I don't know. Let me put my glasses on trying to read this thing, Lord. I swear, the more I look, my eyes seem better before the glasses, but now this medication and this glasses is making it harder for me. Oh my goodness, I think this is messing up my eyes. Look at here. I look cute in these glasses. uh-huh. Yeah. One of my coworkers, she said something about the glasses. I said, "Oh no, these are prescription, baby." And she said, "Oh," I said, "You thought I was wearing this for fashion?" Because you know these little younger, they wear them for fashion. She thought I was wearing these little cute glasses for fashion. I had to tell her, they prescription, girl. I got to wear glasses now. I know you used to me with this 2020, but now I've been looking at this computer screen so long, honey. They said you nearsighted. That I need to go outside and look out the window sometime and look far, far away for about an hour or two. And I said, man, I ain't got time to be looking far away. I need to look at my phone, look at my computer, look at my TV. I ain't got time. But you know, like grandmama and them said, get out the TV, move back from the TV, you're gonna go blind. How did they know that? They didn't know nothing about no blue light and LED and stuff like that. How did grandmama and granddaddy and all of them know? They used to tell us all the time when we was kids. Don't be so close on the TV. You're going to go blind. They had the science back then. They understood about looking at something so close. Grandma couldn't explain that to me. Now, she might not know what God is saying in the lightning and the thunder. She don't know what he said, but she understood that if you keep looking at the TV up close, like I look at this laptop, like I look at my phone, you gonna go blind. Grandma wasn't lying, because now I got to wear glasses. They was telling the truth all those years. I was like, they don't know what they talking about until I had to get some glasses. And y'all know I got the glasses this year. It took me all these years to realize they was right. If you get all up in the TV, you gonna go blind. So now I can tell at the children and don't have, and I wouldn't be lying to them. If I see a kid all up in the TV, you gonna go blind. And I can give you the science behind it, kid. Yeah, I can give you the science. See, I just thought people was just born blind. I ain't know you can go blind later. Yes. Let me see now. What other books I got in here? I thought, where did EJ go? EJ went to go listen to some gossip. He said he was going to get his coffee and he was going to come back so he can get this Akashic record book. But he ain't come back. He went and got his coffee. If I was up here gossiping, but I ain't going to, you look, y'all are where you are. You are where you are, and I ain't judging nobody. Is this the part where I was talking about the eagle? Uh-oh, there goes somebody. I didn't talk trash and somebody didn't came up. Hey, girl.
Yeah, shit up here. I can't with you.
Hold on 1 second. Tony said there's an eye exercise. There are eye exercises that you can do. I learned through yoga. I used to have to wear them at night. Yeah, I know that I can stop looking at this computer screen and sit outside for hours and hours, and around the same time I look at this laptop, is look far away, and then my eyes will begin to change, and you probably even talk about more exercises with the eyes and things to fix that. But I look cute in these glasses right now, and I don't want to stop looking at my computer screen. Some things I'm just going to be honest about. I'm still dealing with it. Some people are dealing with their angers and emotions and stuff, and I'm still dealing with the fact that if you don't go outside and exercise your eyes, you're going to have to wear these goggles. I don't wear goggles, but close enough. Okay, Ryder, your turn.
I can't, yo. Wait.
Well, let's stick to the topics. What topics you want to talk about?
Yo,
What
I was
intrigues you
thinking of you. Yo, you really say they had us feeling like Randy Orton hearing voices in our heads on some real shit though.
Is that what Randy? I'm looking at his picture now
Listen,
on my phone. Uh-huh.
yeah, his theme song, it says, I hear voices in my head. They tell me what to do and how, a whole bunch of crap. There, I was like, damn. Like, you got to hear his intro from when he goes into the WWE.
Hey, that listen, until I just said it a few minutes ago, I didn't even think about it myself. Like, did that affect us? Because we got a whole bunch of people that hear voices in their head.
On some real
I
shit,
know.
though. As I said, listen to the song, yo. Like, that shit deep. Like, that song really deep. Even though it's a rock song, like what you
Mhm.
just said is in that damn song of his intro.
Well, maybe it's true because it had to affect us. You're literally shutting off your ears and your mouth, and it messes up our system, our nervous system. It messes up our um creating system, especially boys. We boys were taught not to talk,
Hmm.
so now when
No,
they had problems talking later. Why? Because you told them to shut up, man up.
yeah, they was told to hold everything in, their feelings, their thoughts, all that. And now you see a lot of men out here expressing their feelings in other ways.
I wish they shut up. Oh Lord. I used to pray and wish too. I used to be like, oh, I want the men. Why these men don't want to talk? They need to tell us about their feelings. They need to tell us about their emotions. They need to get their blood pressure down. They need to express themselves. I wish they shut up and go back to blood pressure medicine. Oh Lord, shut up.
Yeah. I don't see, some of them ain't even talking. Some of them is just whining. See, that's the thing. Like, what's crazy is the ones that do actually talk and make sense, right? The women want to bash. And the ones that don't make no sense, the women put up on a pedestal. I'm sitting here like, I mean, I'm talking about real life out here on some real
Mm-hmm.
shit. Like, I never understood that. Even growing up, I always questioned that shit. You see where I'm coming from? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since I was little, I was always into Maya Angelou. And like I tell people, I love that one phrase: once you know better, you do better. You see where I'm coming from? So it's like I
Mm-hmm.
tell people, I constantly say every year, like, all right, we made it to another year. Year king, year left. You know better, right? You should do better. Why the hell aren't you doing better? That's because you choose to do what the fuck you want to do. You're hearing them voices in the back of your head, like Madam just said.
Well, I know better about my eyes. I've known for years that when you look at this computer too long, you need to go outside. I've known about it for probably about 20 years, and now it has finally caught up to my hard headed behind. And I knew better, and I ain't do better, so I had to settle for the punishment of wearing these cute ass glasses. That's my punishment.
Thanks. On
Because
some
a
real
hard
shit.
head make a soft behind. I knew better. I ain't do better.
I was told, Ray, you doing good. Invest your bread. You know what I was doing? Giving that shit away because I thought it was
Yeah.
my friends and they was there for me, rocking out, riding for me. Until I had to start from zero a few years back. That's why I tell people, man, I woke up not so long ago. And it wasn't through the third eye, is that I saw through the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
People don't peep that.
life is about lessons and learning and developing
Yes.
ourselves, and we're going to repeat the same thing over and over and over again until we do learn the lesson. And
Mhm.
it is what it is, because nobody can really um judge another person's for the same flaws that we do
Exactly.
somewhere else in our life. Like somebody else may have chosen to smoke crack and do drugs, where I chose to eat and get addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sugar, you addicted to booger sugar. You know what I'm Sugar and salt is an addiction as well. People don't respect it as much as they respect a crackhead, but it's,
Dude, I can't with her.
you chose the pipe, I chose the honey bun. I mean, what?
Exactly. Exactly.
So
It's like when I'm told, like people be telling me, "Oh, you don't feel bad for that woman? Like her man did her dirt." I was like, "Well, she kept going back. Like she had options to leave, left
yes,
without getting hurt or abused, but she chose to come back. But you want me to feel bad? No. I mean, make it make sense. What am I feeling bad for?"
one time when I was younger, and I was more so in the church back then. But anyhow, when I was younger, I was dating this guy, and it kept troubling me when I was dating him. Now, that's the part where the logic in the logically I should have been messing with him, but the heart wanted what the heart wanted, right? So one day I went to work, and I just couldn't take it anymore, and I talked to my spirit in me, my Eve in me, my helpmate, before I could
Mhm.
understand it, and I said, if I'm not supposed to be with him, if he's no good for me, when I go home today, have a girl call me and say, why you messing with my man?
Hey,
Okay, so I'm really not thinking this is really gonna happen, right? No way this is gonna happen. But that's the proof that I wanted. I tried God. I said, "Oh God, I'm testing you. Prove it to me. If this is not what I'm supposed to be." So I went home that night and I went to bed around 10 o'clock, and I'm thinking, "Whew, no girl called me. This is how much it's pressing me. No girl called me." Then I got a call, and I'm like, "Oh snap, it's ringing." And guess what I hear? Why you messing with my man and his name? I couldn't say nothing. And you know who it was that was on the phone?
mhm.
You'll never guess.
Your friend?
It was, it was him.
Oh, it was. Wait, what?
He said those words to me. He doesn't even play like that. All of a sudden, he calls to say, why you messing with my man? And said his own name. He never joked like that before. He never joked like that again. And he was like, look at you. You got all quiet. You was scared some girl was calling you. No, I'm scared of if I stay with you, what's going to happen? Because this is a clear cut red flag. Get the hell away from you.
I'm dead. Wait a minute. I thought it was an actual chick until you said that shit. I was like, damn. Like, yo, man,
Yes.
got some powers.
Like, I don't play with nobody that joke like that. That ain't funny. Be playing with my Scorpio jealous behind, kind of territorial. What?
Yo, Scorpios are jealous.
It ain't even a jealousy. It's a territorial. Like, that's mine. That we
Yeah, that's a big
territorial.
difference. That's
It's
a big
not that I really think she better than me. It's that's mine. I don't give a that's mine. So when he did that, yeah, I was taken back because those were the exact words I said to quote unquote God. If he's not for me, if I need to get away from him, and I said, have a woman call me and say these exact words. Now, I didn't think that that would actually happen because I was very specific. Like, this is totally not going to happen.
Did he hear you? Like overhear you
Now, did
saying
I
that?
stay? I know I was at work and my voice is in my head talking to
No,
myself. I ain't saying it out
shit.
loud. I was at work.
Yeah, that's some freaky stuff right there.
That happened
Yeah.
when I was about 21, 22 years old. Never forgot it, never will. Because that was the clear man. I was told right then and there, get away from him. Did I listen?
Nope.
Nope. I
None of
paid the
us.
I paid the price for that ninja. I paid the price for not
Um,
listening. Took me
None of
years to get over it.
on some
So
bullshit.
when you talk about what you were talking about, people not they have that inner voice. They have that helpmate, that guide, that Holy Spirit that we were all given when we were created. And this is where the baptism comes from in the Bible in the story of Noah, where the flood waters had to come in and wash away all the negative thoughts so you can hear the Holy Spirit within you. Because after Noah, after he was like, I don't know if the flood is over. I don't know if the people are gone, if they've been washed away. And Noah opened up a little window and the dove came. When after Jesus was baptized with John the Baptist, a dove came, which represents the Holy Spirit. So you can't hear your Holy Spirit until you wash away all that negative thinking. Because so long as you're filled with negative thinking, you can't hear God. You can't hear the God in you. So
There you go. That's how it went. The God in you. See, that's what I used to say to a lot of people. They like, no, it's just one God. Well, I'm not debating that. So
listen, let people be where they are. That's why it's so hard sometimes for me to talk because I gotta like, hey, you know, you talking to a. This is why when there's very few people in here, I know I can freely talk. I can't talk like that with 200 people in here. No,
I
I
don't
can't talk.
care. I let people listen, man. Like if you watch me for a minute, you see how I am. I don't care. The ones that feel some type of way, man, you can go somewhere. You ain't draining my energy. Like, listen, I've had like a few arguments with my baby pops, right? He'll come in and bring his energy with him, right? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, once you step into that door, leave that energy wherever the fuck it was at. Don't bring that shit with me because, yo, I feel it. Then you pass it on to me and it
Mm-hmm.
drains me and I'm going to give it right back to you. He's like, it took him a minute to realize that shit. That's why I say bless his heart because I'll give it right back to you. Like, don't bring that to me. Like, leave my peace where it's at. That's why I've cut everybody in my circle. Yes, I'm young. Right? As they say, you're only 36. But I've learned, like, listen, I've lost too many people in my life. And I realized who was actually there for me. And the ones that were there for me, I was pushing them away. And I was putting on a pedestal the ones that wanted to see me down. And that's why I've had to start from zero time after time after time after time. Now I get what my old heads used to say, like, the ones that are around you, like, how can I say, don't come complaining to me when they do something to you because you won't leave the crowd alone. And I never understood why my old heads used to say that shit, right? And they not once abandoned me. They stood there, right? They still here. The problem was that I treated them like shit, and now I regret that shit. And they was only trying to help me.
Um, 36 is old. You are old. You just
I
hang
know,
around.
right?
You hang around old people to feel young, but you old. Um,
Man. No,
because
they
in
say
my
they say
family,
I'm young. I always said that. I was like, damn man, I'm about to be 40. When I hit 50, I'm gonna be a whole dinosaur, man.
when I
I'm
was
young.
17, 18, 19, 20 years old, I made fun of people that were 36. You old. You old. They be like, I'm not old. Yes, you are. You old. So when I got the same treatment, I'm like, you reap what you sow, right? You call people old now, you old. Okay. So,
I
Ryder,
don't
I hate
deny
to
that.
break this to you. Like, you're old.
I'm an old shit. Like my daughter said one day, it slipped out her mouth. I was like, damn, I can't do it, because I couldn't do a TikTok with her. I was like, man, she told me, mom, do this. I did the move. My back locked on me. She gonna like, oh shit. I said, what? I'm like, I can't even get mad because I said it to my mom a few times.
Yes. I
Yo,
mean, it was an ongoing joke for me with my sarcastic mouth. You know, me and my smart mouth. Boy, in my 20s, I uncontrolled, talking about uncontrolled chaos. Just, you're old. You're old. Let me tell you how bad I was. One year is my pastor's birthday, right? And he likes chocolate. So I bought a box of it is it Walter's Waltz chocolate, you know, that yellow box, begin with a W, Walter, Walt, somebody.
I think I know what you're talking about.
So I ate the chocolate, but I had the box. So I put some rocks in it. And then I put a card that said life is like a box of rocks. You never know what you're gonna get. No, a box of, did I say, yeah, I said rocks instead of chocolate. So when he opened, no, I said a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. So when he opened the chocolate, it was no chocolate, it was rocks. Did he think it was funny?
Nope.
Sort of, kind of, because
Oh, shit.
he really wanted some chocolate, and there was no chocolate.
Yes. Thinking back in the days, yo. But you know what's crazy? It's different now. It's like so different. It's like at least we respect what, like, I don't know. The respect we have for our old heads back then, right? Is
Mhm.
not seen today. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
You are absolutely right, and it's part of the reason is they were a little bit too controlling that caused a lot of rebellion and a lot of I'm not going to raise my child like that. Like they went too far with be seen and not heard. So you took
Mm.
away that person's voice. You took that outlet away. So then when they did get a voice, it was totally rebellious. Where now you got moms twerking with their daughters, like totally stuff we would never have done. They went the opposite end. You know, we have to find balance. So next, hopefully the next go round is balance, because we already had the be seen and not heard, and now we overseen where we got me's, selfies, iPhones. So it's all about me, myself, and I look at me all over the internet shaking my whereas you don't show that. You know, we had to sneak and look at porn. We had to sneak and listen to this. You know what I'm saying? Sexuality was a bad thing to talk about, even in marriage. Like I heard one time, man, somebody was teaching, they was in the church child teaching women, and this is a woman, was teaching women that it goes against the Bible to have your husband eating your poom poom. I said, what?
Wait, wait, what? Hold on.
Well, I ain't never getting married because, honey, if I got to be married to a man all my rest of my life and never get my poom poom ate again, shit, what? That's
Dude,
drastic.
I
So we,
believe.
so now, because of the drastic of taking a person's voice away from childhood to adulthood, now we have the total opposite where they won't shut down. They won't stop the rebellion. They won't stop now the respect is there's no respect. Where there was an enormous amount of respect that even when a girl was, say, a girl molested and impregnated by her granddaddy, the family would hide it. She couldn't say nothing. She couldn't tell nobody. It's a family secret. You just accept it. It's just what happens. Your uncle, whomever, then had babies with their own siblings and children or whatever, and it was kept a secret. So, but you still had to respect those elders. Where now today it's the total opposite. Um, I hear men every Father's Day and Mother's Day moan and groan. They don't do all of that for Father's Day. They don't do all of that for Father's Day because whose fault is that? It's y'all's.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it's y'all's, other than y'all did it, look at how the men act in our community. An elder man versus an elder woman. That elder man that's in his 50s and 60s, instead of him being a mentor to young women, he's still trying to sleep with them. He's still trying to manipulate them into being allowing them young girls to be his little he being their sugar daddies. Like I had it done to me. Like I said, one time I was going to the laundromat, pushing my cart to the laundromat when I was in my 20s, and an older gentleman who should have been an elder says, if you was with me, you wouldn't have to go to the laundromat. And I was repulsed, disgusted, because he was my elder. He should have been a father figure instead of trying to get in my drawers. So the respect for our men in our community, how can we? Because you're still trying to sleep with me, but you want me to honor Father's Day when you trying to be my boyfriend or my husband or just a sugar daddy. I can't honor sugar daddy on Father's Day because you ain't my daddy. So they presented themselves as OGs who sit on the corner telling young boys how to get into a woman's pants, how to tell a woman to be quiet. I suffer not a woman to teach. She's supposed to be under me. I'm the head of the house. And then when Father's Day come around, you ain't my daddy. You my pimp. You somebody trying to sleep with me. Whereas the woman during that time, now they changing, but the elder women were respected and honored because she did not try to sleep with the young men. She gave wisdom to the young ladies. She told the young ladies, cover up your breasts. Bring your skirt is a little too long. Too short. She taught her how to be a woman and honor herself and honor her husband and honor her man. But when was the man teaching the man how to honor his wife and honor himself? He was teaching him how to be an OG, how to get more poom poom, how to act like you still got it when you're married and go to the club and act like you still got it and tempting yourself into situations you shouldn't be in. You still got a family over here while you got a family over here. You got kids over here, but you got kids over here. And then on Father's Day, you want us to honor you. It's about honor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, brothers. I'm just going to tell the truth. It's about honor. And you may say, well, I didn't. Well, collectively, and the people that should be honoring you are the people who see you worthy of being honored. So if nobody honored you on Father's Day, then nobody sees you as worthy of being honored because I don't know you individually. I don't know whether you're worthy of being honored. So you coming up here telling me that nobody's honoring you on Father's Day, why should I honor you? What have you done as an elder?
Facts.
Just because you're a father don't mean that you should be honored as a father just because you was able to bust a nut and get a baby.
Facts. Facts.
So I don't even buy into all of that. Y'all honor the mothers. No, those children honor their mothers. Why aren't your children honoring you?
That's what I was taught, but it's kind of different. I don't know. Somewhere along the mid 2000s, everything changed because I was taught like you're honoring your parents, but now it's like everybody's honoring everybody on Father's Day, Mother's Day. It don't matter what holiday.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different now. I was like, wait, like I don't know where along. It was like I went to sleep one day and woke up and everything changed on me. On some real shit.
I feel like that too after that COVID situation. I still feel like defrag. That's why I made that post about defragging. You know how you got to defrag your computer because it, all that's taking place is like a web. You when you walk through a web or pull a web apart from the spider, you got parts over here, parts it's defragged. You got to put it back together. There's spaces in between. And that's how I felt after the COVID-19 situation. Like my mind feel all over the place.
I
Defrag.
felt like that. I felt like that a few times. Listen, I think back in 2001, if I'm not mistaken, it happened. I don't know why. Like then around like 2016, it happened again. 2015 around there. Then if you want to like, I don't know, maybe
Hold
I'm
that,
tripping
hold
on
that,
the
hold that,
years.
hold that thought, hold that thought, hold that thought. I gotta end this live stream because I gotta stop it at 2 hours, and I'll tell you why when I come back, and I'll come
I
right
already
back.
know why.
I'm gonna drop the link, but yeah, I don't want no outro. Let's get out of here.